The only problem that I would see in terms of not having a walk-in closet, for example, all you have is a closet, a regular closet. You're going to have, if you sit in front of it, you're going to have clothes in front of you, right? But there's nothing behind you. So reflection is going to come from back here. So you're going to need to tame that thing down. And normally people start, adding acoustic treatment here and there. That's not going to solve the issue. It's not going to solve it. The best way to go is to use different kinds of plugins. I showed you guys, some of you, the ones who were here the last webinar, I showed you guys one interesting plugin, which is called Clarify VX, which will eliminate completely any background noises that we might have. That could be a big solution to something that would be in other ways very expensive to have. For example, let's analyze if you want to do acoustic treatment to your room. That's going to set you back between $200 to probably $1,000 in just acoustic treatment. That's a lot of money. A plugin can set you back $30. That's it. So if you ask me, in cost effectiveness, I would go in that direction because I have a solution that I could, have to make my sound more professional. So that would be one of the things that I would strongly suggest to you guys. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can show you guys the bundle that I was talking about. Let me try and see if I can share the screen here. Let me go back here. I'm kind of lost. Okay, share. Give me just a second. So I got this. This is one of the microphones or the bundles that we have. We have the mic, okay? This here that you can see with these elastic, I would call them rubber bands or whatever, is what we call a shock mount. And a shock mount is basically designed to isolate the mic from vibrations coming from the floor. So a shock mount would be another thing to have. Let me tell you something, guys. Shock mounts don't come cheap. My shock mount, the one that I have to use for a Neumann microphone, is around $280, just the shock mount. So we're talking about, something that's costing $350 here, and you're getting the popper stopper, you're getting the mic, you're getting the shock mount, and you're getting also the interface. This is the interface that will connect you to the mic and to the computer. So you will be good to go. This would be, I know it's not cheap, and there are cheaper options. And let me see if I can get some of those. But in a way, I think that you might have, a lot of possibilities of being able to have proper mics. And I have a list here that I was looking for. Okay, here we have it. I don't know if are you guys able to see this list? Or are you still on the previous screen?
Yeah, we're able to see the list.
Previous screen, right? Let me go back and reshare this again. Okay, so I got this. So we got this list here. We have the Yeti, which is a USB mic, low cost. Doesn't say here how much, but this is a microphone that wouldn't be more than $120, even less, I can guess. This one is even cheaper, the blue Snowball Eyes. It's not a bad mic. This is more for podcasters and things of that nature. Depending on what you want to do, I wouldn't go, specifically to podcasting mics if you're going to do recordings, okay? But if you're going to do podcasting and recordings, there are other mics. There's one that is called the Uber mic from M Audio, M as Mary, M Audio. And the Uber mic will give you a lot of flexibility in terms of the microphone that you're going to have. Imagine this, for example, guys. You're going to have a podcast, and you're going to have 4 or 5 guests. This means that if you have a studio to bring them in, you're going to need at least 4 or 5 mics to get those guys, up and running in terms of what you guys are going to be discussing. With the Uber mic, it has the capability of having 360-degree pickup range. So you can sit all your people around that mic and everybody will sound exactly the same way. So that will save you a bundle in terms of microphones to be bought. So that is another option. The M Audio Uber mic would be another one to go. The NT USB, this is the same one as we were seeing in the bundle that I just showed you guys, but this is a USB mic. Instead of having a condenser mic, this would be the other option to go if you don't want to invest in an interface, okay? Because it would be, you know, an extra gear that probably you guys don't want to spend that much money in. We have Audio Technica, the AT2020. It's also a really good mic to get started. This is the one that we were taking a look at, the one that belongs to the bundle that I was showing you guys. Harlan Hogan VO. Harlan Hogan is a voiceover for CNN, and he designed a microphone specifically for voiceovers. I have not tried it. I don't know how it is. It's here in the list. It's telling me in a way that it has to be a good mic. Harlan Hogan is a very respected voiceover in the industry, so I would guess that he has, you know, a proper thing to show you guys here. So this could be something also to take a look at. SE Electronics is another go-to brand that I would, you know, take a look into. This one here, the Shure SM7B, I don't know, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a broadcasting mic. This is for radio use. And broadcasting mics are different. I've tried this one. I even purchased it once. And I was a bit disappointed with the sound it has because basically it's too dark. It dampens the sound in a way that I don't like. There's no or not very much presence of mid to high end frequencies. And I don't like that because we need to have, you know, proper frequencies or proper frequency range in the voice spectrum to make this thing that sound as good as possible. So I wasn't that happy with the Shure SM7B because, again, it is a broadcasting mic. It is not designed to do recordings, but there's people that prefer it. It depends on choices. The Procaster, this is a microphone for podcasting. The Heil PR40, this one here, Electro Voice RE20, again, this is a broadcast mic. This is the industry standard that you're going to see on any radio station in the world. This is the most widely used microphone for broadcasting, and I repeat, broadcasting. It's not the same thing, okay? And this is the German Neumann TLM 102. What I use is the 103, but this is a microphone that could set you back around $750. So I wouldn't suggest you guys going there, depending again on the kind of budgets that you guys have. Rode MTK. Rode is a Australian audio developer, which is gaining a lot of recognition worldwide. So that's why I brought, you know, to your attention, guys, the Rode microphone, because I think it would be a good thing to have for beginners. But anyway, that depends on each and everyone's voice and how they behave with you. So that's one thing to consider. Neumann TLM 103, this is the one I use, but this is a $1,500 mic. I wouldn't go there. Sennheiser MKH 416. This is another mic that I use, but again, it's a very expensive mic. It's not something that I would suggest to you guys have just as of now. This Sennheiser MKH is called also the Los Angeles mic, the LA mic. Why? Because this was a mic originally designed to do outdoor sound, live sound. For example, you see the guys with the booms and the microphone hanging on top of the actors. That's the one that they use. But it has been proven, and believe me, guys, this is the one that I'm using mostly now. It has been proven that it's an excellent microphone to have for VO recording. And this, don't even look at it because this is more than a $5,000 microphone, the Neumann U87. That is something even more advanced and more sensitive. That's a problem you guys don't want to have as of now, okay? So basically, in terms of the microphones that you can use, as you can see, there are a lot. There's a lot of options. But depending on your budget, you can go USB, you can go condenser, it doesn't matter. You're going to get good sound out of those. So don't be afraid to think that, no, maybe I won't go USB, I'm going to go condenser because I think condensers are better. They sound the same thing. It depends on the capsule. It depends on the diaphragm that the microphone has. That's why I'm leaning more towards, instead of Blue, instead of other brands, I would lean more into Rode and Audio-Technica, if you ask me, guys. That would be, to me at least, a good starting point to have a microphone. There are different Rode mics. There are different Audio-Technica mics. You can go and look them up and see which one, kind of goes more hand in hand with your budget. So that could be one of the things that you could do. Okay. So basically, guys, in a nutshell, what you need is a good mic, a good computer, and probably a walk-in closet. That's all you need to have a good working personal studio. There are other things that we can discuss about that, but I think I'm going to let Philip, take control again of this, because otherwise I'm going to, go ahead and ramble. Okay.
This is good stuff. Unshare your screen.
Okay.
This is good stuff. So everyone that you just heard, you definitely want to make sure that you look in the chat, because Huda has put some of the details that you just heard from Edgar in the chat so that you can use this for your own personal research. And we're going to get into some more of this, but I want to ask a couple of questions. Stella put a question in the chat. Stella, we're going to give you the opportunity to ask your question right now. So Stella, unmute your mic and go ahead and ask your question.
All righty. My question was, and hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Stella Lewis, and I am from the Ohio Media School in Cleveland, Ohio, where it's snowing right now. But my question is whether or not you can use a wireless mic.
I wouldn't go there. Because
and the only reason why I asked that question is because I am a podcaster and I do a lot of events.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that being said, sometimes it's like I did an event in Detroit, and having that wireless situation may have made it better, but at the same time, I just wanted to know before I invested, how would that be?
For recording purposes, one thing is being an MC and moving around a stage, for example. I am also a fan of wireless mics, and I demand them every time that I have to MC something. That's one thing. But for recording purposes, I wouldn't, risk it, because there has to be a significant audio quality drop in terms of the signal that is being sent. This will give you proper sound to do several things, but this was not designed to do recording. We have to be as pristine as possible in terms of this. We cannot afford to have, just by thinking of our comfort or whatever. I wouldn't go there, Stella, not at all, because it's not going to help you that much. It can do the job. I'm not going to lie. It can do the job, but it's like, for example, let me put it this way. An MP3 file and a WAV file or WAV file, same file, but different formats. That file on MP3 would have probably 2 megabytes of size, okay? That same file on WAV would be at least 15 to 18 megabytes. What is this telling you? That there's much more information here than there. They sound pretty much alike, but there's more info here, so there's more quality here. Same thing happens with wireless mics and the cord mics, if I may call them that way. So my answer would be, don't go there.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much.
All right, we're going to go to William King Jr. You had a question about voiceovers and film, so go ahead and ask your question.
Mr. King.
Edgar, my man, how we doing?
Missed you at graduation.
Yes, I was at work. I'm at work now. But I'll be heading there when I get off. So I guess my question is just really an understanding of what voiceover really is. To my understanding is for film. When they do cartoons, you do the voiceovers, or when the film's done, you do corrections. What is your true definition? What is voiceover? What is it?
Voiceover, as the word says it, it's a voice over something. Basically, that's what it is, But there are so many uses to voiceovers that we kind of lost track of how many they are. Films is one thing, commercials is another one, narrations, audiobooks. There's so many things that can be done in that world. And I would say that voiceovers to me is basically the ability to be able to narrate, to tell a story, to convey feelings, thoughts, products, whatever, in a way that it impacts, affects, and could also generate reactions from people. That's not the way I would look at a voiceover. But again, uses for voices are so many. There are so many. I couldn't. I will be here, the whole hour, pointing out those things. There's so many avenues to take. And we have to start exploring all those avenues to understand where we can go with this. Because it's not just, don't look at voiceovers just as commercial work. That's one thing. Probably the most rewarding one in terms of money, but there's so many avenues. IVRs, for example. You guys know what an IVR is? IVR stands for Intelligent Voice Response. Whenever you call, for example, Bank of America, you're going to get, thank you for calling Bank of America. If you want to call and talk to an operator, please press 0. That is an IVR. And that is a huge, huge business in the US because, let's face it, guys, everybody needs an IVR. Every company needs an IVR. So I'm going to the small things, and I could go on and on and on the different things that we can do. So basically, I would say that it is a job that is required, that will give us the possibility of giving images where there's no image at all with our voices in our work or in the work that we're doing. I don't know if I'm kind of, explaining myself really good for you, Bill, but
Oh, that's good.
at least that's the way I look at it. That's not a conventional question, I can tell you that.